No spider would leap without letting out a safety line of silk first. Silk comes out of spinnerets, little nodules on the spider's abdomen, each one covered in tiny tubes called spigots. The silk starts inside the spider's body as a liquid, but the process of squeezing it out through the minuscule spigots somehow lines up its molecules, solidifies it. Spider silk is the strongest natural fiber there is. It's also elastic and can stretch to 3 times its starting length, ideal for weaving the world's first catch net, the spider's web. The classic web maker is the orb-weaving spider, which makes the tennis racket-sized constructions often seen in trees. It starts by spinning a frame that stretches between branches. Then it does the spokes. As new spokes are added, the tight disc of silk at the center, known as the hub, is strengthened. Next, from the hub toward the rim, it spins the scaffold spiral, which holds the structure in place. Finally, the spider switches inside its abdomen to an entirely different kind of silk. It spins back again from the rim to the hub, laying down the sticky capture silk. It does this with great precision, measuring out the threads with its front legs. The spider cuts away the old scaffolding thread as it goes. The sticky capture spiral is the business part of the web, the part that snags the prey. The spider tries not to touch it, carefully walking on the other threads. In case of a slip, its feet have an oily, non-stick covering. An orb web takes about an hour to build. An hour to make up to 1,500 connecting points and to spin about 60 feet of silk. Silk so fine that 1 teaspoonful is enough to weave 1,000,000 webs. The sticky capture silk has special properties. Its threads are dotted with little gluey beads containing snarls of silk. When something hits these threads, the snarls come loose and the web stretches. An orb spider's life consists of furious work, followed by long periods of waiting for vibrations. Insects fly into webs because they don't see them. The silk is so fine, it just disappears into the background. The prey is good and stuck, but the spider makes doubly sure by wrapping it in broad silk sheets, another of the 7 different types of silk it spins. The shroud stops the wasp's struggles, protecting the spider from the dangerous sting and protecting the precious web. Orb-weaving spiders build a brand new web every single day of their lives, and every spider seems to build in exactly the same way, guided by an orb-weaving instinct. But is that really true? Can webs vary? Marie Herberstein studies the St. Andrew's cross spider from Australia.
Originally, people were thinking about spiders, I think, in terms of very tiny little machines that were more instinct-driven rather than having the flexibility, say, that your typical mammal or bird has. And only more recently have researchers started to look at flexibility in, say, insects, invertebrates and spiders. So one thing we were interested in looking at was variation in web building and web design.
The easiest way to do that is to take the spiders back to the lab and let them build their webs there. In Marie's lab, the conditions were controlled. Every spider had the same sized frame for its web, and every day it caught a fly in the same spot. That's because every day Marie put a fly in the same spot. Every morning, when each spider spun a new web, it slightly enlarged the area where the day before Marie had put the fly. The webs were changing shape. As the days passed, the once symmetrical orb webs became distinctly lopsided as the spiders enlarged the areas that gave the best results.
What I think these results are showing us is that there's a great deal of flexibility. Spiders do not always build the same old web, and they're able to adjust their web building behavior depending on their needs and depending on the situation they find themselves in.
So if web weaving is just a blind instinct, it's a complex one. It includes efficiency assessment skills and the ability to make the most of your turnover. Not bad for an animal with a brain no bigger than a grain of salt. How spiders spin may fascinate scientists, but what they spin with fascinates them even more. To say that spider silk is as strong as steel is an understatement. Ounce for ounce, spider silk is much stronger. The race is on to analyze spider silk and produce a synthetic equivalent. They're trying to unravel the genetic code to see how silk gets its strength. They're also trying to figure out how a spider solidifies a liquid at body temperature using only inoffensive body fluids. Chemists have made strong synthetic fibers, but only by boiling up noxious acids. If humans could make silk the way spiders do, it could change the world. We could have fabrics that were extremely strong, light, and elastic. The military could have unbreakable parachute cords for tanks and other heavy objects. Spider silk is insoluble in water and chemically unreactive, so it could be used in medicine for artificial tendons and ligaments which need both strength and flexibility. But replicating spider silk isn't easy. It's sophisticated stuff, produced by 380 million years of evolution.